Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Dungeonbowl. So we said this afternoon when we had a game that we've got one game tonight. It turns out we've got a doubleheader. We're going to get started with back-to-back Lizard games. Tonight, we have Philosopher's Song versus World of Cheese, Spire versus James Like Snacks, Lizardman versus Elven Union. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at the two teams. Let's fix this first. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the standings. Over in Division A, in first place are the Gutterballs, coached by El Duperino. They're an Orc team. They're 4-3-0, followed by the NC Snakes, coached by Moob. They're a Dark Elf team in second place. They're 4-2-1. And in third place, Odin and Snuffle, coached by Clypheus. They're a Norse team. They are 4-1-1. Over in Division B, that's what we'll be for game number 2 this evening. We have the Believe Broncos in first place. BB Nuts Nurgle team, they're 5-0-1. They're followed by the Goodest Boy Strike Back, Old Gamer Mike's Necro team. I have to play them this week. They're 4-0-2. And my team, Technobabble Inc., they're a human team. They're in third place. They're 3-2-1. And over in Division C, at the top of the leaderboard, up tonight, Philosopher's Song, coached by Spire. They're 5-1-0. And they're followed by the Discomancers, a Necro team coached by Ian. They're 5-0-1. There's another Necro team in third place. It's Festing's MAML Nightmare. They're 4-1-1. Oh, I cleaned the house right before this. Everything smells great. The home team tonight is Philosopher's Song, 13 on the roster. Every single player will be starting tonight. They have a couple of players on the bench. That's going to bring their TV to a massive 1,710,000 gold. They've got the big guy, the Crocs on the roster, all 6 Sauruses, a Chameleon Skink, and a bunch of Skink runners, 1 Apothecary, 6 of their 7 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. They're going to be up tonight against the World of Cheese. This is James Likes... That's a lot of S's. James Likes Snackses. Pro Elf team, 12 on the roster. Havarti out with an injury this week. We'll start with 11. That brings their TV to 1,395,000 gold. And 315,000 gold, I think, if I did my math right. 315,000 gold in petty cash going to the Pro Elves this evening. They have a thrower, they have 2 blitzers, they have all 4 catchers, and a bunch of linemen, 1 apothecary, 2 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are these two teams gonna play tonight? We'll talk about the Lizards first. We've seen Lizards a whole lot in this league over the seasons, and so we're all pretty familiar with how they play. SP Beaver, welcome to the stream. Praying to Nuffle. They've got these enormous players, like these Sauruses that are strength of 4, that's great. They have Crocs, a big guy, strength of 5, that's great. As you level up this team, you want to get block on these Sauruses ASAP. Spire's done exactly that. 2 of them have Mighty Blow. 1 has Tackle. Zophiana wants the Telestrator of Doom. I'm sure we'll trigger that at some point. So block across the line with the Sauruses. They have a strength of 4. 2 of them have Mighty Blow. 1 has Tackle. That's a great place to be. Hume, the number 6 Saurus blocker, injured, brings their MA down to 5. That's not a problem because they're a guardsman. So they just scoot in next to a teammate or next to a player they want to block, and they're giving an assist no matter what. The Chameleon Skink has on the ball, gets to move 3 free spaces on a kickoff and perhaps on a pass. They're up against a very passing team tonight, so they might get to use that ability more than twice, but they are the Fowler on this roster. They're a sneaky get, and a dirty player. Sneaky get means they're not going to get called off on doubles on their armor break roll, and dirty Fowler, dirty player gives them a +1 to their armor or their injury roll on fouls. These Skinks are the only ball carriers on the roster, and that's because the Sauruses and the Crocs, while they can technically run the ball, and we've seen them plenty of times run the ball, but their edge is so incredibly low here with a 5+ at the best of times that they're really ineffectual ball carriers. You got to rely on those Skinks, and a number of them are blodgers, right? You have Socrates, Descartes, Nietzsche's Dead, all blodgers. so they're very resilient. They have an MA of 8, except for Socrates, who has picked up an extra point of movement. MA 9. That's a gutter runner territory. That's disgusting. Very solid roster here for Philosopher's Song. Very hard to beat. The way you do it, in my opinion, is you focus down on these skinks, and to do that, you need a killer. The Pro Elf team, unfortunately, does not have a killer, but that's okay. They can still take the blocks, right? They have, is it Chevre? They have number 6. They have number 6 that has block and tackle. They also have blue that has block and tackle as well. That's probably their best chance at getting players off the pitch are those two players, and so those are the ones to watch out for tonight. Otherwise, they can go toe-to-toe with the Skinks, right? They're not necessarily worried about the Skinks getting past them because they have the speed to match. 4 catchers with an MA of 8, 2 blitzers with an MA of 7, everybody else is an MA of 6. They've got the speed. This is also a very passy team. They have a thrower in Cheddar, of course. It's a PA 2+ thrower, so that passing ability is a 2+, gets the free reroll with the pass skill, is also a leader here at level 2. He's picked up an extra reroll provided Cheddar is on the pitch. That's going to effectively bring their rerolls up to 4. All 4 catchers, of course, they have the catch skill, but they also have nerves of steel. They don't care who's marking them. They'll catch that ball in a 2+, no problem. Very fast, very effective passing game, which means their running game is very effective as well. Has picked up wrestle on 3 of the linemen here. You see this on a lot of Elven teams because they have that AV8+. This is a way to keep them not only safe by avoiding the armor break, but also knocks your opponent down as well. It's a little bit of a bonus. So has that on Provolone, Gruyere, and Gorgonzola. That'll proc on a both down result. This team can score, and can score a lot. If you give them the ball, they can score a lot. They're up against a team where the Skinks are pretty fast as well. They can score, but they need those blockers, right? They need that Saurus, they need that big guy to keep them safe. And so I think with 315,000 gold in petty cash, there's lots of options here. I'm not terribly familiar with a number of the star players that a Pro Elf team can pick up, but I think for my money, for 315K, I think I pick up Eldril Sidewinder. This is this would be your 5th catcher, your 5th Nerves of Steel catcher at an MA 8. He has strict 3, add to 2, but importantly has that Hypnogaze ability, and his star player ability lets him re-roll that as well. So Hypnogaze, right? So you just imagine, right? The Skinks are the ball carriers. The Sauruses keep them safe. Hypnogaze can turn off one of those Sauruses, right? You take the Saurus that is covering a Skink, you remove his tackle zones with Hypnogaze, and then you can go in and murder the Skink. That might be an option here. I think there's a number of ways to go here, and I think I'm just not familiar enough with the star players to say which direction James Like Snacks will go. We'll see in just a minute. When in doubt, go with what you know. For me, a wizard's always good. But I think Eldril can be a big boon for this Elven team tonight. They're going to split up naturally, right? They want to threaten that pass so they can pull players off the line, weakening the defense, increasing the efficacy of their running game. And now you have a Hypnogaze player as well that can come in and say, actually, you right there, you Saurus, that's disgusting. Or there's rats on the table, that's fine. But you Saurus right there, you're not actually participating, I'm sorry. Well, that's weird. It just shows Philosopher's Song in the intro. Here's the coin toss. World of Cheese wins the coin toss, so they've picked up a wizard here and a bribe. And the World of Cheese is going to be on offense to start. Cups formation for the defense, it looks like. And picked up a Bloodweiser keg as well. This is going to give you a +1 to your armor. I'm sorry, +1 to your knockout rolls, which are normally a 4+. To recover from a knockout, each keg will give you a +1 to that roll, effectively making those 3+ rolls. You were missing the A there, but I got you. World of Cheese in the yellow. Philosopher's Song in the blue. Or I guess really they're in the black, but they're lizard teams. They're in the blue. This looks awfully bright. Could it be? No, it can't be. Perfect conditions for this first game of our doubleheader this evening. The old drunken wizard play. Philosopher's Song has yet to lose a game in this competition. They're going into week 7 here, 5-1-0. Spider says the halfling pitch is a bit overbright. Yeah, it is. Here's the kick. Quick snap. Wow. All six here with the 3 on the D3. 6 players get to move 1 space. Hank the Ranger says, are you broadcasting the 10:30 game? I am indeed. Should be on the schedule. Ball kicked over in the left wide zone. It's on the 16-yard line, just off the left sideline. Turn 1 now for the World of Cheese. So they have that wizard on deck. What that means is they have a wizard hidden somewhere in the stands. And once per game, that wizard can cast a fireball either at the beginning of the World of Cheese turn or at the end of the World of Cheese turn. And that wizard has two spells up his sleeve. A fireball. A fireball where you target a 3x3 grid and everyone in there rolls a 4+ to get knocked down, and if so, it's an armor break as per the usual. That'll knock down friend or foe, or a zap. A zap can turn a player into a frog. A frog has no hands. A frog has very long legs. A frog has strength of 1, and importantly, you knock a frog down, the frog's out of the game. Blitz to start the turn here, targeting Confucius. Breaks, gets the knockdown, no armor break. And now marking Nietzsche's dead, the number 11 skink, level 3 skink, who's a blodger and a sidestepper. Festoon says, shout out to Spire for talking to me last week. Turns out the only AV break I had was the turn 1 blitz on the Crocs. Sometimes it goes that way. Ew, is the ground like wet? Ugh. Oh, that's delicious. Ball in the hands of the thrower here. Cheddar, level 2 thrower, again is a leader, will provide an extra team reroll. That's why you see 4 rerolls here for the World of Cheese. Did I block against Monsieur, the rookie lineman? Gets a knockdown, no armor break. A blitz on the number 6 catcher. This will be a push. Spends a team reroll. Still is going to be a push. We'll push into another block here, I think. There it is. Got the knockdown here. Needed the knockdown. As the number 6 catcher is a blodger. The blitzer here had tackle. Oh boy. First removal of the day. 1-man player advantage for Philosopher's Song. Well done getting rid of that high dollar catcher. The apothecary used turn 1 and saves his life. He'll be back in the game on the next drive. Very, very high dollar player there. Level 4 catcher. removed here on turn number 1, but the Apothecary on point has done his job. He can go home now. He's like, I got Pluribus to watch. I'm out of here. Good luck, guys. "27 seconds left on the clock here for Philosopher's Song as they shift over to the left side. It is a great show. I'm still behind. I'm either 2 or 3 episodes behind at this point. Wrestle to the ground here by Bruce the Crocs. No wrestle. So chose to not use the wrestle skill instead to enforce the turnover. That's a risky trade here by James Like Snacks, but ends up working out. Turn 2 now for the World of Cheese. So at the grocery store, I got party mix and I got pub mix, and I can't for the life of me tell what the difference is. They're both tubs of junk food. So this wizard, because of that fireball, it forces your opponent to play a little bit differently. If you imagine you want to set up a sort of a standard 4-point cage, right? Something like this. A fireball hits all 5 of these players. That's a juicy target for a wizard. So instead, opponents will tend to spread that cage out, right? Maybe something like this. Or even better, don't even give the three targets. Maybe set up your protection in a way, right, that your opponent can't even get at your ball carrier. That's right, I've done it. I've drawn on the screen. I'm sorry. Rush on over to the right side. This is gonna guarantee the lockdown on Kant. Here's the blitz. Gets the knockdown, looking for a 10+. Sound the alarm. The illustrator's been activated. Good 2+ dodge off the line there with Coquetdale? Coquetdale? Coquetdale. Hank the Ranger says you're doing well in this league. Keep at it and keep your chin up. Yeah, third place. Third. That's good. Here comes the blitz. 2-die blitz against the number 5 catcher. Gets the pal here. 7+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. Hegel the killer here with Mighty Blow and tackle. Yeah, there's another one. Well done. 2-man player advantage at this point for Philosopher's Song. Tackle keeps that dodge skill from protecting you. Mighty Blow gives you the +1 to your armor or your injury roll. Festoon says, I'm sorry, I'm overcritical of myself. You've gathered some amazing coaches to go up against and learn something from. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty hard on myself about things too, but just don't ignore the obvious the obvious successes. But yeah, I certainly get the feeling. Turn 3 now for the world of cheese. I mean, if you want to commiserate, I did this thing. I was in this new venture, and I was at a game store with a couple of my friends and talking about like work stuff, and I just got up. I just stood up, and I was like, I don't think I could do this. And they're like, one of my friends is like, okay. And the other one's like, what? So I get it for sure. SB Viewer says I can commiserate. I just blew a 2-point lead. I would say your Thrall blew it. That Thrall needs a talking to. Dude, I blitz double power Confucius. 8+ breaks armor. Yeah, there's usually something to learn from mistakes. In a game like this, for sure. Keeping well off the line here, the world of cheese. Not really threatening the pass here. They do have a couple of players downfield over in the left wide zone, and the defense will have to consider that. The moral, my boy, don't eat your teammates. Spire says, Confucius says, elves punch like light breeze. Turn 3 for Philosopher's Song. They've got 2 rerolls for the half. So now a contingent over in the left wide zone, downfield about 8 yards. The rest of the team retreating back to their own end zone. Dude, blitz gets a pal against Monterey. Jack needed that. Well, didn't need the pass. He has tackle. But we'll get the knockdown here, looking for an 8+. No armor break. I don't like how the extra cheerleaders are in sync with their animations. I mean, I know they're cheerleaders, but it's uncanny. I don't like it. Fails the boneheaded roll here on the Crocs. Most big guys in the game of Blood Bowl have some sort of trait that's bad for them. It's often called a nigga trait. You can identify them as these brown squares with the little red triangle that's pointing down. That's a nigga trait. And so big guys will almost always be loners, which is bad, but also have some sort of nigga trait. Like in the case of the Crocs here, that's boneheaded. They have to roll a d6 before their activation. On a 1, they lose their tackle zones, they lose their activation, they lose their action. Defense spread wide here. Foul! Ooh, Plato! Plato the Fowler doesn't get called off. What a dirty player. 3-man player advantage now for Philosopher's Song. comes in on the foul here, removes a player. Hot Spicy Poutine, welcome to the stream. Plato is a jerk. Players pretty spread out across the pitch here in the first quarter, with the offense retreating all but a couple of players. The defense focusing down on those two players and not getting drawn into this retreat. And now the offense moving forward for the blitz on Hume over in the right wide zone. 2 assists will be or not even the blitz, can do a 2-die block with wrestle. Blitz on Kant. This is a both standing result. Now the block on Kant is a wrestle to the ground. So both players will be knocked prone, but no armor break and no turnover. Now that 2-die over in the right wide zone against Hume gets the knockdown here. No armor break. And now a 1-die against Confucius. Well done here to Surf number 13. As a rat skitters through the blood pool. How do you stack sandwiches that way? Like, that can't be possible. Turn 4 for Philosopher's Song. Final turn of the first quarter. Sticky bread. Ugh. Hegel with the block on Rockford gets a push. Gonna set up for the Surf here. Dionysus 999 says Jenga Bun Tower. That kind of sounds delicious. Like you just have like cubes of bread. There's the setup for the Surf. Now the 2-die block gets the knockdown, gets the push. Doesn't matter. He's going to get Rockford off the pitch. Well done. His sound effects. He's like... Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at a man that just got beaten up by the crowd. The rat came back for the blood, yeah. He knows. He knows when something's going down. 26 seconds ago. Warmaster says, man, a bad day for the L's. Still the first quarter. They're still not in terrible shape. But Spire's done a really good job of keeping his formation intact. Didn't get overly aggressive. You can see here's where the tackle zones are. Really controlling the pitch here. World of Cheese did threaten a couple of passers, but Philosopher's Song said, all right, we'll focus on those guys. You're going to give us those guys. We'll take those guys. Oh, another removal. 4-man player advantage now for Philosopher's Song. Actually, 3-man player. I have the hiccups. 3-man player advantage. Bad Dog says the crowd is pillow-fisted today. It's still early in the game. They don't have opinions yet. SP Beaver says elves only need 1 turn, 1 elf, and a dream. Second quarter begins here for the World of Cheese. Still hanging on to that wizard. So long as you have the wizard in your pocket, it's doing work, even if you don't spend it. Mr. Rocker Crocker, welcome to the stream. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, wait, is that, do I see? Are those skinks? Like the most heroic, most wonderful, most amazing Blood Bowl player ever? Good news! We've got a doubleheader tonight, and Pips will be playing. The Pip Stars taking to the pitch in about 37 minutes from now. Electric Span says it would appear that you guys didn't wait for me to show up. My apologies. 3+ dodge on the blitz. Rush blitz into double pushes here by Blue the Blitzer. Another 2-die block on Plato is going to be a pal. Asiago on the block. Breaks. Oh my God. What a kick. Plato the Fowler off the pitch. We'll see if he'll come back for a future drive. Knocked out here. Well done by World of Cheese. World of Cheese retreats this ball all the way back to their own 24-yard line. War Master says, Ava, keep using the telestrator of Knuffles' ill will. Blood contract. Hank the Ranger says, the longer you can keep the wizard in your pocket, the better. Changes how your opponent plays. I agree. Electric Span on a 30-stream streak. Thank you very much. Always happy to have you here. Are these uprights made of stone on sticks? Like, what is this? Like, I don't understand what's happening here. Like, they're just stone tied to sticks. Hot Spicy Poutine says, those are glued, actually. Ah, the secrets of the halflings. Glued with their sticky bread. Is that the perk? After 30 streams in a row, you get to you get to dictate the schedule of the games. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a delicious, refreshing Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, Zero Caffeine Coke. Sponsor me. $13 seconds left. Oh, wait. I can't get the sponsorship unless I do this, although I just dropped it on the ground, so I hope this doesn't backfire. Ready? There. Oh, God! Ah! Oh, no! Oh, God, it backfired! Coca-Cola, Zero Sugar, Zero Caffeine. What a delicious mess it makes all over the office. Oh God, it's everywhere. Oh, sweet Jesus! It's everywhere! It's as far as the eye can... The pure deliciousness! Well, it's 0 sugar, so surely it's not gonna be sticky, right? I bet there's a Blood Bowl game going on right now. All right. I think we're good. Wait. All right, we can save this sponsorship. Festoon, thank you very much for the bits. Ready? Here we go. There we go. Coca-Cola, zero sugar, 0 caffeine. So delicious that when the first one explodes all over the office, you just gotta go get another one. Coke, sponsor me. Coke, do you know what I did for you? Sponsor me! Dude, I blitz against Provolone. Good knockdown here, another removed elf. Coke, I'm swimming in a sea of Coke! Whatever are you talking about, Mr. Rocker Cracker? World of Cheese choosing to retreat this ball. Now with the removals, Philosopher's Song now approaching the ball carrier. Couple of dodges to take the mark on Cheddar. Nietzsche's dead, now the marking player. Sidestepping Blitzer. Sidestepping Blodger. Failed the dodge here, did not spend the reroll. Couldn't use the free reroll due to the tackle skill. And that'll be a turnover. Turn 7 now for the World of Cheese. 2 turns to get on the board. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players left on the pitch. All spread out pretty far across the length of the pitch here. Somebody ban Electric's man. He's threatening my Coke deal. 2-die blitz on Nietzsche's dad. Gets the knockdown thanks to tackle. So I won't, should I tell this story or not? I'm gonna tell the story, but I feel a little mean telling it. Great armor break. Got the removal on Nietzsche's dead. That's another skink off the pitch. We'll see if those stick for the next drive. So I won't mention any names, but if after I tell the story, it'll be fairly easy to look up. But so I collect Transformers, and There's a Transformers YouTuber who, this was many years ago. They were young. We were all stupid when we were young. But the way they thought, the way they thought ad sponsorships worked. Duck the Minotaur with the sub. Happy holidays, Doug the Minotaur. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Whoa, good catch here. Remember, that's a 2+ due to Nerves of Steel. But now Asiaga's got to do some big time dodging. 3+ to a 2+. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 2 rushes. Oh, tried to make it happen, didn't work out. That's a turnover. Turn 7 for Philosopher's Song. But yeah, so the way they thought ad sponsorships worked was that you create the ad yourself, and then you air the ad, and then the thing you're sponsoring likes it so much that they'll then pay you. So they created this like Coke ad, and it was so ridiculous. I still remember it a decade later. It's like edited like a Coke commercial, but like shot on VHS or like a low quality like cell phone. It was beautiful. Another elf removed here. Philosopher's Song has to hope for those KOs to come back and hope the KOs for, I'm sorry, not Philosopher's Song, although they will be hoping that. World of Cheese is hoping for those KOs to come back and hoping those skinks do not come back onto the pitch for the second half of the game. Doug the Minotaur says, I'm hoping to be back soon as Dr. Doug the Minotaur. Is that true? Are you working on a doctorate? Congratulations to you. Do you mind me asking in what field? Coke did not pay him. Coke, in fact, issued a cease and desist. Higher education, that's awesome. Congratulations, Doug the Minotaur. That's great. Very, very impressive accomplishment. PhD in blood bowlology. Trying to pick up the ball. 5+ here for Heidegger to pick up. Hey! He got it on the reroll! Let's go! Turn 8 for World of Cheese! It's a Saurus ball! He's got to hand it off, probably to Descartes. What a grab by the number 4 Saurus. Let's go, Crocs to score. Fails the rush to mark, to take the block on Descartes here. Has to spend a reroll. Gets a both down result, spends it into a skull. So now Philosophers, ho! Try a big time play, get big time murdered. Blue is dead. You want blue cheese in your salad? No more. And now might be thinking about the fireball. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Yeah, decides not to spend it. Philosopher's Song now looking for a 3+ handoff to score. Rest in peace, blue cheese. Going for the blitz with no re-rolls remaining, trying to clear Hegel. Gets the knockdown here. Oh no, it's gonna be a wrestle down. Doesn't matter, a wrestle down's fine. Here we go, 3+ handoff. Works out, well done by Philosopher's Song. They're gonna take the lead at the end of the half. 1-0, wow. What a score. Big pickup by Heidegger, the Saurus. Blue Cheese comes in on the last-ditch effort to blitz the scoring threat and murders himself for the good of the team. Oh no, oh no. Just 7 on the pitch for the world of cheese. Four-man player advantage for Philosopher's Song. This is going to be a very uphill climb. This is a Mount Everest climb, I think, for the defense to try to recover this ball and get on the board. War Master says that's commitment. Bad Dog says, he was blown anyway. Two very different eulogies. Socrates, the MA9 skink, back to receive. Onside kick by the world of cheese. Plato can get under this ball. Probably has to get under this ball because this is a risk. Well, actually, it doesn't matter all that much, I think. If it ends up being a if it ended up being a touchback, he could put it in the hands of Socrates. Otherwise, he can hand off to Socrates. Either is fine. He can even keep it in the hands of Plato if he wants. Turn 9 now for Philosopher's Song. Bad Dog says goodbye channel points. There's still time. There's a full half. It could go 2-1 the other way. Hume to block Gruyere. Wrestled to the ground. Two-die blitz against Asiago. Another removed elf. Oh my goodness gracious. We're down to 6 elves on the pitch. This is the value of those killer players, right? You pick up a player with block, with mighty blow, with tackle, maybe even with frenzy, and they just start removing weaker players. When we say weaker, not weaker in skill, but like maybe I should say more frail with the low AV. Even weaker players with low strength as well, so you can guarantee you're getting more dice. Mr. Rocker Crocker says it ain't over until all the skinks are off the pitch or all the elves. Very true. We had a coach who I believe played to a draw. It might even been to a win with 3 elves on the pitch. Lost the Fowler, but that's not going to stop the fouls. Gets a stun out of this, does not get called off. Turn 9 for the world of cheese. They've got 6 on the pitch. 1 is stunned and marked out. Hank the Ranger says, is Asiago a soft cheese? I think it can be. All elves are soft cheese. Dude, high block against Aristotle, gets a foul here. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I guess the better phrasing is, it ain't over till the frog lady sings. Dionysus says, Elven Union are a difficult team to succeed with. Lizardmen, solid team with Saurus skilled up. Yes, indeed, I agree. This is a tough matchup for the Pro Elves. Dodging away from these lizards, the elves are, holding them to a blitz. Crocs fails the Bounty Hunter roll. Doesn't matter at this point with such a significant player advantage. I mean, it's just a murder of lizards. Here we go, 2-die blitz on the left side here. Schlegel on the blitz. Needs a 7+ to break armor on the rookie lineman. There it is. My word. My word. We're down to 5 elves on the pitch. Philosopher Song in a commanding position here. I'm having flashbacks of my game against the halflings. War Master rooting for the Pro Elf defense. Real tough spot for this defense right now. Dionysus asks, I assume this is resurrection format, not progression. It is progression. It is a league format with progression. It is not resurrection. War Master says, someone's got to do it. Go Elves. Emerald Raider rooting for the Lizard offense. Dionysus says, oh, it's going to be a tough next game for James then. Yeah, so was it 2 weeks ago at this point, I think? 2 weeks ago. Halflings murdered my human team. I had 4 players left. I had 2 players left at the end of the game. You can't play Blood Bowl with a freaking broken neck. That's very true. I mean, I guess it's literally not true, but... Still hanging on to this fireball. This fireball could change things. But Spire, very cognizant of that fireball, giving a target of at most 3 players right now. Philosopher's Song in scoring position. At this point in the game, I think Philosopher's Song is going to be trying to gain as many touchdowns as possible. There's the fireball! And got nothing out of it. Wow. The Lizards were ready for it. They prepared. They clenched their muscles. That helped protect them from the fireball. A blitz to get a mark on Plato. Move says when it rains it pours, and when it pours it puts out fireballs. Mr. Crocker says that was that was a Gary Potter. Gary Potter and the Sorcerer's Acrylic. Turn 11 for Philosopher's Song. Dial Rockford. You're gonna push out of this unless a reroll is spent. Smasher with the 6-month subscription. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kindness. Great to have you here. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it a lot. I really do. War Master says, all I ask for is skinks with freaking laser beams on their heads. Philosopher's Song shifts the ball back over to the right side of the pitch. Now on the opposing 12-yard line. Wizard has been spent. Resources all but depleted here for the Elven team. Cage set up. A wide cage here to control more pitch. We'll cover the left side here with Aristotle. I think that'll be the turn. Oh, he's got a block. Dude, blocks a push. Electrics Man lowers the rush failure rate from 900% to a tiny fraction of that, just 99%. Dionysus says, clear stall from this point. No Wizard and the Elves have too few players remaining for a viable one turn. I think I might score only because they do have so few players remaining. I go up 2-0, and then I could probably just yank the ball away from them again and get on the board again. Yeah. So in our league, rankings are determined by league points. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. And then there's a series of tiebreakers. So the first one is who beat whom. So if you're tied in league points with a team, but you defeated them in this competition, in regulation, then you'll be ranked higher. If it's still a draw, then it goes to your TD differential. So you take the total amount of touchdowns you've scored this competition, subtract all the ones you've given away. That's your TD diff. That breaks the tie. So scoring touchdowns matters. If that's still a tie, then it goes to simply how many touchdowns you've scored, and then after that it's a draw, unless it needs to be a tiebreaker, like for determining the top 8, and then it's a playoff game. Crocs a score. I don't know if I'd risk that much. World of Cheese with 5 left on the pitch. Gruyere out of the drive right now. We'll see if he brings it back to the drive or if he just heads for the hills. Failed 3+ dodge. 3+ dodge due to that prehensile tail that gives you a -1 to dodging. Would have otherwise been a 2+. Turn 12 back to Philosopher's Song. I think, well, were it me, I would score. But we'll see what Spire decides to do here. T9 blocking against Rockford over in the left wide zone. Gets Powell looking for a 7+ with Mighty Blow. Warhammer asks, the Lizards have a +12 TD differential, correct? I don't know. Let's see. Actually, we could just pull it up in MAMLbot. Oh, that's their all-time statistics. Blitzo Gruyere is going to be a pal. Again, 7+ to break armor. They have a +12 for the competition. Now 2-die block against number 6. Gets a both standing result out of this. Blitz has been spent. And there's the score. Well done. 2-0 the score now for Philosopher's Song. Was he dribbling the ball? Philosopher's Song will be on defense. And they're going to be trying to recover the ball again. They're going to have a full 11 on the roster. Oh, they don't even get back to KO. World of Cheese to set up with 5. Iron Cynic says, might want to try to score on a Saurus or not. Dionysus says, killing more elves before scoring is also valid. Indeed it is. Cups formation for the defense. 3 on the line. You have to put at least 3 on the line if you can. That means just two off the line. One's going to be Cheddar, the thrower. The other's going to be the catcher. Here's the kick. Brilliant coaching goes to no one. Ball kicked to the 24-yard line. Turn 12 for the World of Cheese. It's the final turn of the 3rd quarter. Oh, man. Clyphia says 5 is plenty. It is an Elven team. Coming up right after this game, we're going to have the second game of our double header this evening. And that is going to be Carnage Incorporated versus the Pipstars. McMackey versus Dead Fred. That's Goblins versus Lizards. That's scheduled to start in about 6 minutes. We'll see how this game plays out before kicking over that one. We might cut this one off early to catch the second one. That's right, Pips Pippy himself will be playing. Everybody dodges off the line here. Now Philosopher's Song is going to come trundling down the pitch. Hank the Ranger says you only need 3 elves to score. I don't disagree. You know what I want? I want chocolate chip cookies. That's what I want. I want like those, like the ones that come in like the log that you cut, you know? Like just like the pre-made ones. We don't have those. No, I don't. I want the ones that you just like cut and put in the oven. That's the ones I want. Or scoop and put in the oven. Made by Keebler elves. Yeah, like the Pillsbury ones or whatever. I don't care about the brand so much. Like they're like weirdly, like they're cookies, but they're also weirdly like greased. You know what I mean? Like when they bake, it's weird. I'm sure they won't kill me at all. 2-die blitz on Gruyere gets a push out of this. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, we hosted a Christmas party on Friday, we hosted a Christmas party on Saturday, we hosted D&D today, and despite telling the D&D guys not to bring anything, we still have too many leftovers. That's a good problem to have, though. Turn 13 for the World of Cheese. The immense lizard pressure. What do you do? What do you do except pray to Nuffle? I don't actually like the Chips Ahoy soft and chewy ones. I don't like them at all. They taste like raisins. Because they are raisins. I had one once, and I was like, why does this taste like raisins? And I looked at the packaging. It's because it's raisins. All right, getting some protection, the best they can on the ball carrier right now. They're on their own 10-yard line, just off the right sideline. They're going to have to pray to Nuffle here and hope for some skulls on the upcoming lizard turn. Warmaster says, Bumel's sugar-coated tortilla? Is that a thing? I've never heard of that. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, the good news is Prayers to Nuffle only costs 10K in the new edition. Prayers to Nuffle being an inducement is weird to me. I need to get a number of games under my belt. That's so weird to me. So threatening the pass on the left side has a contingent of protection on the right side. Here's the blitz on the catcher. 2-die blitz, got the pal. 7+ is gonna break armor here. Of course it broke armor. Of course it did. Wait, they're an inducement in this? Really? Hank the Ranger says skinks need to be steroid tested. They aren't getting injured. Huh. Interesting. I did not know that. I would never do that. And that's probably why I've never seen it. Because I don't think anyone else would do it either. So the passing threat has been eliminated. The run has been shut down. A foul. Oh, the tasteless foul here by the sneaky git. But you know what's not tasteless? Coca-Cola, 0 sugar, 0 caffeine. Delicious. Hits the spot after a long day. Turned 14 now for the world of cheese. Black Wolf says, you don't make the commercial first. Did I blitz on Confucius? Hey, there's an armor break for the elves. Let's go. Let's go. It's all turning around now. Claffy says, this stream now sponsored by Coke and I missed it. You did. No movement left with the blitzer unless it's going to be a rush or two. Gonna hang on to the ball. Cheddar has the ball on their own 16-yard line with Gruyere to their right. Just trying to mark as many Sarses as they can. Turn 15 for Philosopher's Song. SB Viewer says, you need to redo the Coke ad for Clypheus. No, I don't. Two-9 blitz gets a push here. Gets the number 6 catcher. Warmaster says, Hail Mary. Something's got to happen here. Catcher's going to stay alive. Get pushed to the Crocs. One more block on this catcher. Well, potentially 3 more blocks on the catcher. No, potentially 2 more blocks on the catcher. 2-9 Gruyere is going to be a pal. We'll follow up and mark the ball carrier. Another, come on, another armor break. 4 elves left on the pitch, 3 standing. Thank you, ref. Finally. Get him out of here. The ref finally paying attention. 3 elves left on the pitch. We said that's all you need. He was innocent. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Here comes the pass! Cheddar, that's the wrong way, man! Oh, man. Oh, Cheddar. Oh, you had one job, Cheddar. Turn 16 for Philosopher's Songs. They're going to get 2 blocks and a blitz on the downfield catcher. I don't think they can get into the end zone. They can't. Well, they can. They can with Wittgenstein. So not blitzing the downfield catcher. It gets the pal here on the thrower. Sets up the 3-die block. Needs a 7+ to break armor. No armor break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rush, handoff. Nietzsche's dead. 3+ on the pickup to a 5+, 3+, 2+, 2+, 5+. 2 rerolls remaining. Here it is. 3+ works out. 2+, 2+ works out. 5+ has a reroll. Does not catch the ball. And Philosopher's Song will not get an extra touchdown out of this. World of Cheese can conceivably get on the board. Failed dodge has a reroll. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. 4+, 75%. Oh, good effort. That'll be the end of the game. 2-0. Philosopher's Song wins this one. Tough matchup for the Pro Elves here. Philosopher's Song is going to remain at the top of the leaderboard. Hard fought game by James Likes Snacks, but Spire and Philosopher's Song will win this one. And they'll remain in first place here in Division C, 6-1-0 after their Week 7 matchup. We've got another game here that is underway already. Give me about a minute to set up, and then we'll get started with our second game of the evening.